Hello again. Time for another tutorial. This time I've been asked to explain my picking pattern for the song One More Step Along the World I Go. As a reminder to those of you who've watched my tutorials before, or as an introduction to those who haven't, let me just explain the way I write my tablature. To begin with, I indicate in the normal fashion the chord shapes that are being used, such as C or G or F on the left hand, and that's the top line in each group of three. The middle line I indicate what I'm doing with my right hand. And on my right hand I indicate the use of the thumb with a capital T, followed by a number. Sorry. The number could be 4, or 5, or 6, because the thumb can play any of those three strings. So T5 means thumb 5. Held down in its normal position for the chord indicated. So in C it would sound like this, in G it would sound like this. The index finger I only ever use to play the third string. The middle finger I only ever use to play the second string, and the ring finger, the third finger, I only ever use to play the first string. So that's thumb, I, M, R. If I'm in G it would sound like this, on the fifth string this time, thumb, I, M, R, F, thumb, I, M, R, C. So that's the way I indicate which fingers to pick with. Right, to get down to this tune, the first note is on the fifth string, played with the thumb on the fifth string as indicated in the chord shape of C. And the next note is played using two fingers together, the index and the middle. I should explain that where two fingers, or maybe three fingers, or possibly even three fingers and the thumb, are played at the same time, there's no comma in between them. The commas separate the individual picks in this tune. So IM comma means index and middle fingers played at the same time. So it's thumb 5, IM, thumb 5 again, but now we've got T4, which straightforwardly indicates thumb on the fourth string, but it's followed in brackets in lowercase OH2. O means open, H means hammer on, and 2 is the fret at which you will hammer on. So here, although I'm in the chord shape of C, the first note that I pick is going to have the middle finger removed from that fourth string. And then for the second note of this pick, I'm only going to play once with the thumb, but I'm going to get two notes by hammering on with that middle finger onto the second fret, or just behind the second fret I should say. So I get this sound. So then that is followed by thumb 5, still in the chord shape of C, so the whole sequence to there sounds like this. the thumb, IM, thumb, thumb, IM. Sorry, that's wrong. That's better. It's thumb there. I played IM together, didn't I? I shouldn't have done. So that phrase again is thumb, IM, thumb, thumb, thumb. But that's thumb 4, OH2, followed by thumb 5. Now I'm changing to the chord shape of G and playing the thumb on the 4th string, IM, but now thumb on the 6th string, which of course being held down in the G position is at the 3rd fret, but I don't need to indicate that because that's its normal position in the key shape of G. So the whole of the first line one more step along the world I go. The second line, still in the chord shape of G to begin with, is thumb 4, IM, thumb 4, but then it goes thumb 4, 2, thumb 4, 3. And to play that little sequence of 3 notes on the thumb, after playing the IM, I'm going to come out of the G chord shape and just play those strings, well, that string actually, isn't it? That string at those fret positions by stepping up open, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, and now we change to C, but you see it's another of these T4 OH2s, which is thumb playing the 4th string, open, then hammering on at the 2nd fret. And I combine this with the actual chord change, so I'm going from from the beginning of the line, it's, 4. Thumb IM, thumb open, 2, 3, open hammer, IM, thumb 5, IM. One more step along the world I go. You see how that hammer on, changing from or into the C chord shape, makes the 2 notes for the world. One more step along the world I go. When you're hammering on at that point and you're changing back to C, you may also get a little bit of a sound from the 5th string and from the 2nd string, as those relative fingers tend to hammer on at the same time as the middle finger, so you actually get that sound even though you're not plucking anything. So you get a combined sound there. One more step along the world I go. Now the next line, starting in the key shape, chord shape of C, starts with the index finger, then the middle and ring fingers together, index, thumb, so that's, now we change to F, and it's thumb followed by IM, followed by thumb, followed by IM. So the whole of that line, from the old things to the new, quite straightforward. And then the last line, slight difference here, it starts on the 5th string in the C chord shape and followed by the IM together. But now when we change to G, it's T-I-M-R all played separately, and there's a little bit of a syncopation into here as well. And back to C, I-M-R together, and T-I-M-R together. Sorry. So that line then sounds, keep me travelling along with you. Keep me travelling along with you. Now the chorus part starts with another hammer on, but this time it's still the 4th string, but it's being held down in its normal C position to start with, T4 at the 2nd fret, and the hammer on goes onto the 3rd fret, so it sounds like this. And it's from the old world. Sorry, and it's from the old I. Now the travel to the new is again one of these positions where I'll play the first 3 notes out of chord shape. It's T4 at the 3rd fret, tra, T4 at the 2nd fret, vo, T4 open, to T5 at the G position, which is normal 3rd fret, and now T6 in the G position, so it's held down at the, sorry, that should have been, yeah, sorry, I've got on my, what I'm working from here, I had the G in the wrong position. Sorry, I'll play that whole line again, starting with the hammer on. Sorry. Travel to the new. That's where the change comes to G, and therefore I don't indicate the fret for that string because that's where you play the 6th string in the chord shape of G. The whole line again then. And it's from the old I travel to the new. And then the last line is a repeat of the last line of the verse. Keep me travelling along with you. So all the way through at that sort of speed it will sound something like this. One more step along the world I go. One more step along the world I go. From the old things to the new. Keep me travelling along with you. And it's from the old I travel to the new. Keep me travelling along